bounds.
Hey guys, hey, Sean here. Today I haven't did like one of these videos, but there's an earth. Yesterday was serious. There's actually an earthquake, and I felt it. If you didn't know, it happened in California. We live in California, so that was serious. It was like shaking. It was like, that means something bad is gonna happen to California, and even worse, in a couple days there might be a stronger earthquake, which are the choices are high, so it might really happen. So I'm scared because it happened yesterday. It was actually back to back. So before yesterday, I think Thursday, or I could be wrong. It might have been on Wednesday. I think I was on Wednesday, but it was 6.1. So everything started to shake. Like it was 6.1. Actually, I was sleeping. My mom felt it. It was shaking. It was 6.1. But the other day was even worse. It was 100 times stronger. That's right. 100 times stronger. It was 7.1. So I'm going to show you some news about it. I'm going to show you the news and show you some of the, like, what the earthquake caused. Shout out to CBSN. You'll see this, but shout out to them. Like I didn't ask them, but shout out. But I'm gonna show you the thing. There might be even stronger one. The chances are high, so I don't know. California, America is with the next place where earthquakes happen. Okay, see the news.
Hi everyone, I'm Rena Ninen. Thank you for joining us. A massive 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit Southern California last night, causing damage and injuries throughout the area. It's the second earthquake to rattle the area in 2 days. It struck in the Mojave Desert. It's near the town of Ridgecrest, California. Our Carter Evans is in Ridgecrest with more.
These earthquakes have just rocked this community, and they've done a lot of damage. This is just one small example inside the East Ridge Market. We're here at Ridgecrest after the first quake, and then at 8:19 last night, the shaking started again and grew increasingly violent.
Everybody okay?
This is the first glimpse of the damage inside a Ridgecrest supermarket. Tiles fell from the ceiling, food and other items flew off the shelves.
The air is really thick, dusty. This is a bad one.
Gas lines ruptured, sparking numerous fires. California officials say they're bracing for the worst.
There have been a number of injuries reported. There's been a significant increased number of EMS calls to the 911 centers. Huge priorities right now for medical support and for firefighting and for emergency power.
Even in Los Angeles, more than 150 miles away.
It continues
this is a very strong
to rattle
earthquake.
pretty strong here.
8:21 here on the air. We're experiencing very strong shaking.
Wow.
I think we need to get under the desk.
All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back after
we'll be right
this.
back.
Wow.
The magnitude 7.1 quake came just 1 day after Thursday's 6.4 jolt, which at the time was the largest earthquake to hit California in 2 decades. That quake turning life into chaos without warning turned out to be a foreshock. But this is what's left behind. The region was just starting to clean up, like the volunteers at the Ridgecrest Library, picking up thousands of books that fell from the stacks.
We're just so thankful it was closed. Because can you imagine those books falling on some poor kid or some elderly person?
The library was also closed when last night's quake hit. Elsewhere in Ridgecrest, security video captured the shaking at a laundromat and inside this convenience store. The tape stops as the power cuts out. We talked to the store owner, Tony Abdulatif.
How much do you think you lost here?
Be honest with you, from yesterday and today, I would say about 100,000.
No insurance.
No insurance for the earthquake, of course.
You got to have earthquake insurance, and even then, it usually doesn't cover the contents of your home. The damages to this store are going to cost a lot of money, and the cost to this community is going to be much higher. The good news is there are no reports of injuries or deaths, but the aftershocks continue. And seismologists say the probability of another strong one occurring over the next few days is very high.
Dr. Wendy Bohan joins us now from Washington. She's a science communication specialist and geologist for the Incorporated Growing. What does that mean exactly? Communication specialist and geologist for the Incorporated Research Institutes for Seismology. So, Dr. Bohan, we're hearing that the fault where the earthquake happens is actually now growing. What does that mean exactly? We heard Carter Evans in that piece talk about future earthquakes coming in the next few days.
Right. So the two earthquakes that have happened, the two big ones, the magnitude 6.4 on the 4th of July, and then the big one, the magnitude 7.1 that happened today, are both related. They occurred on the same fault. In fact, the first earthquake ruptured two faults or broke two faults that were at right angles to each other. And so these earthquakes are all related, and that tells us a little bit about what we can expect in the future.
And how long do you think that these aftershock tremors could go on for?
That's a great question, and something that people in particular around the epicenter want to know. And so we can expect there to be felt earthquakes for a long time in the future. The USGS gives an aftershock forecast that tells us what we can expect. There's not a high probability of having a larger earthquake, but we do have a high probability of experiencing earthquakes like a magnitude 5 and maybe even a magnitude 6. So people need to be prepared to experience more shaking, and especially if you're in some of the small towns near the epicenter like Trona or Ridgecrest. This is really going to rattle your nerves. You guys have been having a hard time. Expect there to be more shaking. Make sure that you drop, cover, and hold on as soon as you feel the earthquake shaking. And you know what? Earthquakes are scary. It's okay to be scared. You just also have to be prepared.
Yeah, I want to ask